right, guys. So we have with us Mr. Yong. He's the country director of the Asian Development Bank. And so, Mr. Yong, how do you like Pakistan so far?
Well, I mean, it's an amazing country, and a few things I really want to highlight here. First of all, I see the country has really great potential in terms of the diversity, in terms of the productivity of labor, in terms of the population, the young dynamics of the population. Of course, everyone knows this country now is facing a very critical challenge at the moment. And of course, the climate change will also exaggerate the challenge that the country is facing. So I would think it's really good timing for us to really sit down and talk about how effectively we can respond to those challenges. Yeah.
All right. So tell me a bit about yourselves, like if you could just give like a brief intro.
Yeah. Okay. I have been working a very long time with the Asian Development Bank. About 23 years. Before that, I worked for the Chinese government. I got my doctorate degree in the economics and also bachelor degrees in the engineering, so it's a good combination.
Yeah.
We also in the bank, I worked most of the time for the urban development, water, wastewater, solid waste, urban transport. We actually built a few BRT projects here in Pakistan. Then in 2021, I was appointed as the country director here and moved in September 21. It's still the COVID time.
Yeah.
I can start with quite a few challenges because I cannot meet my team like today, face to face. But eventually I managed those critical times. Now I think the full team is now on the full swing. We are now preparing our support package after the standby arrangement reached by the government with the IMF. That's unlock quite a few kind of support from the ADB as well.
So what do you think about NDRMF, and how do you think we can move forward in the future? Where do you see us
That's a good question. I would think for this country, Pakistan is very vulnerable to the climate and disasters. That's as evidenced by last year, this very severe catastrophic flood. So I think you look at the NDRMF, we supported by ADB. When we developed that concept, when we set up the NDRMF, we have a vision to really make the NDRMF as a fund or as an institution which can help on the contingent disaster financing, meaning we want to create an institution, want to create a group of the professionals with proper system procedures that have gone through the verification of different partners or international community. So when the disaster comes, then we can really quickly disperse whatever to the country. We're still not there yet. I know we have been struggling over the past 4, 5, 6 years, trying to still focus more on the project level, doing the support for the flood management, but still not having strengthened enough our internal as an institution, our own capacity to deliver that kind of ambition or the agenda. But I think I actually see this is kind of something very positive today. The NDRMF now, I can see they have higher level of energy and be able to reach out. So I think this is something I would like to see over time, to the proactiveness of this institution reaching out with the stakeholder. Then over time, maybe supported by the different partners, by the government, they can build their capacity and eventually reach that where we want to be.
Okay, and what about, how do you think Asian Development Bank can help Pakistan and NDRMF? In what ways, and what strategies do you have in mind with us?
Yeah, I mean, probably ADB now we declare that ADB as a climate bank. So basically, you can see we have been increasingly sharpening our operation focus and also prioritize our operations towards the climate change, disaster risk management. ADB may announced a big ambition to provide climate finance about $100 billion until 2030 cumulatively. This is a big ambition. That's all from our own resources for our DMC.
That's very nice.
And also this year in May, we had our annual meeting in Seoul, where we also announced another instrument called the IFCAP, Innovative Financing for Climate for Asia and Pacific. Those are we want to use that instrument to bring more resources globally to this region for the climate finance. ADB, we have Strategy 2030, which is the overarching strategy for the bank. So it guides our operations, the foundation for operations. So they have 7 operation priorities, and 2 of them are very much linked with today's dialogue. One is on the climate resilience, and second one is on the food security. We had our operation plan for the climate change, which guide also our internal management and also our operations. So following that operation plan, we have mainstreamed the climate change consideration in our corporate policies, strategies, our sector and thematic operation plans, our country partnership strategies, and also our projects. In our sense, in Pakistan, in particular, because we need to support the country to respond to the flood damage or reconstruction from the flood last year. So we have again refocused or reprioritized our operation and focused more on the flood response. And during the flood reconstruction, we want to bring in the concept of the resilience. We want to build back better, to really seriously implement those concepts in our reconstruction effort. And you can see our pipelines have also been adjusted. We have 3-year pipeline covering the future 3 years, or you can see the highlight or the focus on the climate and disaster resilience.
Okay, that was really good. Thank you so much for giving us your time, and we had this was very eye-opening for me, especially and whatever plans you have for us, that's really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate that.